Right now, one city on Earth is home to 42 million people. That's more than the entire population of Canada in a single metro area. But it hasn't always been this one. For most of history, the world's biggest city has changed hands again and again. And the story of who held that title tells you almost everything about where power lived on Earth. It starts around 3300 BC in the marshes of southern Iraq. Humans built something that had never existed before, a city. Uruk grew to 80,000 people behind mud brick walls, with the first writing system, the first bureaucracy, humanity's first traffic. For the next 2,000 years, the title barely left this river valley. It just moved a few miles downstream, from Uruk to Ur. Meanwhile, along the Nile, Egypt was building its own giant, Thebes, capital on and off for 1,000 years, home to over 100,000 people. But it's Mesopotamia that pulls back ahead. By 600 BC, Babylon, with its blue-glazed walls and its maybe mythical hanging gardens, is the biggest city on Earth, at 200,000 people. Then the title crosses the sea. Alexandria, Egypt's new Greek capital, becomes the first city in history to hit 1 million people, home to the greatest library the ancient world ever built. But Rome is coming. By 300 AD, Rome peaks at 1.7 million people and holds the title for the better part of 3 centuries. Then it falls apart. By 600 AD, Rome has shrunk to just 30,000 people, a ghost of what it was. Rome falls, but its eastern half doesn't. Constantinople survives for another 1,000 years, though it's never quite the biggest city again. Because on the other side of the world, Tang Dynasty China is building Chang'an, a planned, walled, cosmopolitan capital of 1 million people at the eastern end of the Silk Road. When the Tang Dynasty collapses in 907, the title doesn't leave China. It just changes address. That address, for a while, is actually back on the Tigris. Baghdad, capital of the Abbasid Caliphate, becomes the world's largest city by 900 AD. 1 million people, and home to the House of Wisdom, where scholars translated Greek, Persian, and Indian science into Arabic. It's the Islamic Golden Age. And then, in 1258, the Mongols burn it to the ground. The pattern repeats. Song Dynasty China, meanwhile, is the richest, most technologically advanced place on Earth. Paper money, gunpowder, movable type, all in daily use in Kaifeng. In 1127, the court flees south to Hangzhou, which Marco Polo will later call the finest city in the world. 1.5 million people by 1300. Then, in 1279, the Mongols conquer all of China too. The Ming Dynasty starts over in 1368, capital at Nanjing, then moves the capital north to Beijing in 1420. And Beijing just stays on top, home to 24 emperors inside the Forbidden City, off limits to ordinary people. Beijing holds the title for roughly 400 years, the longest single reign in this entire story. Then, for the first time, a European city takes over. London, fueled by the Industrial Revolution, becomes the first city to hit 2 million people, then 6.6 million by 1900. Steam power pulls millions off farms and into factories, and for the first time, growth outruns anything the ancient world ever produced. But it doesn't last. In 1925, New York overtakes London, the first American city to hold the title. By 1950, it's the first city ever to pass 10 million people, its harbor having processed over 12 million immigrants through Ellis Island alone. Then the title jumps oceans again, this time to Asia, and it basically never leaves. Tokyo holds the crown for 70 straight years, from 1955 to 2025, the longest reign of the modern era, peaking at 37.4 million people. Then, in November 2025, a new United Nations report drops. Tokyo has lost the title. Jakarta, which was 33rd on the list less than a decade earlier, is now the largest city on Earth, at 42 million people. So, out of everyone who's ever held this title, who was actually the biggest? Watch it happen all at once. Uruk. Egypt. Babylon. Alexandria Rome. The first to a million. Constantinople holds on, but never leads again. Then Baghdad, trading the title back then and forth. Hangzhou. China dominates for centuries. Then Beijing takes over for 400 years, the longest reign in this whole race. London breaks the ancient ceiling completely. New York blows past 10 million. And then, Tokyo. 30 years of nothing else even close. Until, right at the end, Jakarta. So here's the real ranking. Not who was biggest at the end, but whoever got the biggest at their absolute peak. Jakarta and Tokyo dominate the modern era by a mile. New York and London aren't far behind. And Hangzhou, Rome, Chang'an, and Baghdad, every one of them a former largest city on Earth, though none crossed 2 million.